Today, we are taking a look at Demeo, a Dungeons & Dragons style tabletop adventure game on the Quest 2. Now, I'm going to do my best to explain everything this game does right, because it does so much right. But before we get into all that, if you could just do me a solid and hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it. Let's do this. Throughout my childhood, I played a lot of Dungeons & Dragons, the actual tabletop RPG with a dungeon master and dice. Now, there have been several official D&D video games released throughout the years, but none of them ever really captured the essence of playing a tabletop RPG. Enter Demeo. This game does what no other game has for me. Actually recreate a true tabletop RPG experience with other players, and it's in virtual reality. Here's a quick rundown on how the game works, and then we'll get into some of the details that make this game so special. In Demeo, you choose one of the quests, which you can either play alone or with others online. I highly recommend playing together with other players. You can then choose which pre-made hero you'd like to use, of which there are many to choose from. Once in the game, you are looking down at the map, where you play through a turn-based RPG by moving, attacking, and using action cards like spells or special attacks. Each quest has multiple levels. In the first couple levels, the goal is to find the key, which unlocks the door or stairs to the next floor, and the final level has a boss fight to complete the mission. Now, the reason this game really shines is because it focuses on being a tabletop RPG first and a video game second. You are quite literally playing a tabletop game in VR, just with animated actions and beautiful graphics. You physically pick up your character to move and roll a die to calculate attacks. Now, even though there's no character creation as all the heroes are pre-made, there are so many options to choose from that most of the bases are covered here. Warrior, mage, thief, archer, barbarian, and even a bard. The character you choose not only dictates your movement speed and attack damage, but also which action cards you get. A mage will have cards for spells, while the archer gets cards for special arrow attacks, for example. This causes each hero's playstyle to be vastly different, so you can choose which one suits the way you prefer to play. Just like in real D&D, variety in your teammates makes for a better game. Another thing this game really nails is the view of the board, and it is a beautiful board. You can grip the play space with your controllers to move it around or zoom in and out. If you've ever played Google Tilt Brush, it's exactly like that. You have full control to manipulate your view, which allows you to get the best angle at all times, and none of the super dope 3D map has to be sacrificed in the process. And it's hard to put into words just how great it is to stand over these extremely detailed 3D boards and characters and be able to use it just like you would a true tabletop game. Clearly, a lot of thought went into making this game true to its analog RPG roots. You can even pick up characters and monsters to examine their stats and status effects. Now, just like in traditional D&D, communication is key when playing with teammates. You can discuss your moves, plan attacks, and recommend things to your squad, which you should absolutely do. A team that talks has a much better chance of survival, and it adds to the fun. Now, as you play, you earn experience, which unlocks cosmetic items like skins for your heroes and dice. In fact, all the upgrades are cosmetic, so the game is always fair and balanced. Also, you don't have to worry about other players being greedy and stealing all the gold or treasure chests either, because when someone picks up gold, all players get it. Same goes for action cards. Now, the game is currently $30 in the Oculus store, but not for long, as the price is increasing to $40 January 12th, 2023. So if you've been thinking of getting this game, you may want to act fast. And this price increase makes sense. They've been steadily updating this game since its release, adding more content, and just giving them to everyone who owns the game for free, which is a legendary thing to do. And word is that they'll be adding a PvP mode soon as well. Overall, I'm incredibly impressed with how this game was executed. It's true to its roots, and in my experience, is the only game that successfully recreates the true Dungeons & Dragons experience. The only place where it really falls a bit short of that is the pre-made heroes and quests, and the fact that the computer is the dungeon master, which is totally understandable. With all the updates this game has received, maybe someday we'll have the ability to create maps and have human DM control. Who knows? Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this video, if you could just do me a solid and hit that like button, it's a free way you can show your support for the channel. You can support it even more by leaving a comment. Let me know how Demeo stacks up to your expectations. Don't forget to subscribe for more VR reviews like this one. I'll always do my best to give you my true feelings about a game. And if you like this one, check out my review of In Death Unchained, popping up on your screen right now.